dot he might decide to record Dennis voice kò sí kan tó kàn mí voice note ń sìn tẹ̀ tí wá di normal ó lè ní lórí fóònù ẹ̀ so whether mission or no mission if he wasn't pushed to that extent show my wá play so let's stop it please let's not be pushing people against the wall let's not be pushing people against the wall no tó bá ti yẹ kó tó ẹ jẹ́ kó tó tó bá ti tó ẹ kó tó ẹ má tìyàn tí tó máa fi ṣe worst ẹ wá ìtẹ́ fi ń di ẹ̀ ó dàbí ìgbà tán náà máa gbé nude èèyàn kan jáde àwọn tí ò ní nude wọn bí ẹ kú wọn gbogbo ṣé ilẹ̀ ní nude ni wọn bí ẹ dá wọn ṣe ìgbà tán gbé jáde gbogbo ó dàbí pé àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ ìṣù tó yẹ kí wọ́n máa ń mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ fẹ́ kí kinní ìbọ́ síta ni ẹ máa dí ẹni yẹn tó bá gbé síta ok York Daddy tó ṣépè fún pé tí ò bá gbé síta sí kí ni York Daddy wá ṣe sí báyìí wọ́n ní pásọ kí ni York Daddy wá ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn báyìí wọ́n ní they started the voice note and edited it Lagata now brought the full out imagine why ta ló gbé voice note yẹn síta. You started something, you brought the full out. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí t'Ọlọ́run. The only thing tẹ́mi blame ẹ̀ fún ni pé kí ló dé tó ṣe na bàbá tó dákẹ́ síbẹ̀. One, tó rẹ́rìn. Two, kí ló dé tí Àyànmíká wá sọ pé àwọn na bàbá o tó wá deny yẹn tó tú Àyànmíká under the bus. Ó wá ń pe Yínká yẹn kó wá dẹ lò. Nǹkan tẹ́mi èmi ò blame ẹ̀ pé ó play kankan torí ẹ̀yin lẹ dí ẹ̀ kí mọ bó ṣe máa ń paná ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín ẹ kò wá máa jẹ́ kó máa wọ́ bàbá yín. Ìtẹ́ pé normal mean no say this kind voice note ó máa lọ far but mi sí ní gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn mọ́ ó máa lọ far I'm not in that kìmà mi àtàwọn family I just feel we've done enough we should leave those family torí ẹ̀ mi ìsítọ́ pé my normal MFM nígbà tá a ṣe jọ máa ń bára wa fà ẹ mọ̀ kó máa lọ far.
Ó ti ń gbá bàbá yẹn ti pẹ́ all in the name of òun bá bàbá yẹn iye owó TikTok abájọ tó ṣe lówó máa ń lo 7 days owó máa ń lo 3 days ayé bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó ti ta àwọn tó ti bá ṣe girl yẹn dé ní ó ní òun ṣe justice for Mohbad tẹ́lẹ̀ ó lóun kúrò justice for Mohbad ni òun ló máa ti sọ fún girl yẹn pé ó yáyáyá òun ò fẹ́ rí ní justice ṣó ti yé yín kí girl yẹn tó padà wá sódà kò ní mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ irú àwọn camera down the first camera down no justice ìwéré Lagata yìí ni owó bàbá tó ń jí tí ò rí jí mọ́ ó ti sọ láti ọjọ́ yìí ó fẹ́ mú evidence jáde Gúrẹ́sì náà bàbá ó ti gbààyè ó wà kínní kan ó yá evidence dà ó rí gbé jáde lẹ́ni oní Gúrẹ́sì ló ní kó máa rẹ́kọ̀dì àwọn fún
no ó gbé jáde sẹ́sì ni ó gbé jáde náà ó gbé
fóònù ẹ̀ wà rẹ́kọ̀dì nígbà tó ń bí ẹ pé kí ló dé tó ṣe rìkọ́dì bàbá yẹn ṣe ti rọ́rọ̀ méjì kẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ pé bọ́ọ̀yì irú ẹnu ẹ̀ first day tèmi ti rí lèmi ò ti fọ́ fún wèrè èmi ò fọ́ fún àtọ́ òun náà mọ̀ wọn ò tí ì bìdà Lagata ó tí ì tó bẹ̀ ó kéré
ẹ̀yin ọmọ ẹjọ́ tó ìtọ́ náà ẹjọ́ má fẹjọ́ pa mí ní ìbíjú yín lọ ẹjọ́.
ìgbà míì dragging máa ń da ṣe rí dragging ta dragging bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó ti búlì gẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tó silence gẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn rí opportunity pa ọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀bọ̀ yìí mà lọ tún sọ lórí TikTok òun ló fún gẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ní danger tó fi wọ platform tó wọ̀ lọ lẹ́ni lọ sọ̀rọ̀ ó ti búlì gẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ó dẹ̀ máa ti fà wọn kọ́kọ́ threatening ẹ̀ èèyàn kan náà tún DM Títí Kush láti last week ìgbẹ́ Lagata gba $2,000 lọ́wọ́ $2,000 ó tẹ́tì lòun tẹ bá tún gbọ́ lẹ́yìn tún tẹnu mọ́ kinní kan pọ̀ ó tún gbowó kan lọ́wọ́ gẹ́ọ̀ yẹn ti má rí ó tẹ́tì gẹ́ọ̀ yẹn pẹ̀lú márùn-ún.
ọ̀la mi ò ní lọ sí
go to your side close my door abeg in the name of God.
ọ̀la máa ní ti kéèsì yẹn.
láti ní ojú
mi kọ́fì. This girl went to.
You cannot take soda. You took ice cream, right? You took juice.
Before,
don't if you take soda, man.
Talking to Kudi. She went to use the platform. She said she will never forgive Kudi in her life. Kudi, exactly. They bullied her. They insulted her, like like Olosho. But if you hear her talking. Now she's in UK, those lively. I don't think she's that kind of girl, She said she's a different girl.
Repeatedly.
Nobody listened to her. They insulted her, bullied her out of the platform. She said the way Lagata spoke about his wife, that's why he looked for her. She said if you hear him talk about his ex-wife that he was married for 7 years, you will want to kill that woman. He said, but the way he now started acting to her, so she had to look for her. I think she said she found her on TikTok. She's such a nice woman.
Yes, she's found her on TikTok.
Right now, they are friends. The family of that woman loves her and she loves them. She doesn't have a problem with her. She's a very nice woman. The woman told her everything. Lagata took his ex-wife's credit card, used it to stoop her. The woman for years now is still paying off. Yeah. The 1.850 she borrowed Lagata. Lagata is telling, if you tell anybody that, yeah, you're my girlfriend, so she said no.
Wait, so 1.8, is it 1,850
pounds? Yeah. Yes.
Okay, 1,850 pounds.
1,850 pounds she's owing here. And other money, when he was in Nigeria, she took care of his child for 3 weeks, and he would say, I need
3
money.
years.
No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Because
3 weeks, okay.
Yeah, because she actually had a relationship with him for less than a year. So when we were asking her about justice for Mohbad, she left him in November. Mohbad died in September, so she didn't know much, but she knows he's always on live, justice for Mohbad. So one of the reasons they had a quarrel, he doesn't go to work. He's always at home. Yes, he doesn't work. He doesn't have a job. He lives on benefits.
Benefit. Yeah. Mama T, benefit alone cannot sustain. He's using the juju.
Yeah, but we know now.
Collect money from Mommy, come see. Mommy Yeti request in Salema.
That's why he's not doing it. Mommy Yeti will know.
Okay. Wura, Mommy, can you please come down? Okay. Yeah, Mommy, let me say from Makinle. Ejoma. Ekale everybody. Sherry, Oroti Sore. This guy we're talking about is very, very manipulative. Lagata is so manipulative to the extent that we already láti fi orí gbogbo ìlú kan kó fi gbára wọn.
Yeah, she said
because
that.
The kind of person he is, ó fẹ́ fi ṣe pé kàkà kẹ́kú má jẹ sèse ni, ó fẹ́ fi ṣàwàdànù ni. Because ó believe pé since Baba has already blocked him, changed his password on TikTok and everything, and he doesn't have access to that man anymore, he's ready to destroy every other thing. He lied. Pé Guresi ló ní kó máa record. This guy, he doesn't know when that his phone was recording. When everybody was asking him that why did you record this man? Oh no, my phone won't record. And he said something. He said, everybody departed, go their separate ways in January 2024 when we are seeking for justice. It is a big lie. I remember vividly in September 2023, after the examination of Mohbad, when the voice note came out or something, when people were castigating, when VDM started pointing fingers on Wumi, I believe some people have already started following Baba when Baba did the BBC news. And when your support,
yes, exactly.
That was when the division started. Team Baba. So that voice note he did is not negative. Team would depart. No, it is not when the team separated. No,
it was when he separated. Torí wọ́n sọ pé kí ló lọ ṣe lọ́dọ̀ bàbá àwọn Tíìmù ti separate ìgbà yẹn.
But because he doesn't want people to discuss about that voice record, that's why he's using the record that he made from Baba and Guresi. And like I was coming from one platform now, I just jumped because I saw some spicy gist, Kush and everybody there. And the guy was saying, Baba, Guresi, Baba Leti, why did Guresi want to slap Baba? Why did Guresi? I said, Baba has already confirmed it, that this thing does not happen.
How would you believe that?
Still saying there is no evidence for it. Like that, they could not even show any evidence. People Guresi for Baba Leti. But let me say it to everybody that's on this platform now. The next thing, the agenda they will be talking about is Guresi and bully Baba. Because that guy was saying it, that Guresi must go. Because Guresi is bullying Baba. That the same bully Mohbad face. That's what Baba is facing from Guresi. It's a lie. They are looking for every ways to take Guresi out of Baba's picture.
Hey.
That's if you penetrate Baba.
Hey.
Baba ni Guresi ò gbà wọ́n létí. Ẹ̀yin ẹ̀jẹ̀ pariwo. Ṣé yẹn la fi yẹn ló pa Mohbad ni? Ṣé tí Guresi wá gbá Baba ló pa Mohbad? We want to know what why Mohbad. And why Lagata make that voice note? Why Lagata went to Temi's platform to go and thank Karimo, telling them that thank you for fighting for your sister. That the voice note of Wunmi and Mohbad that is leading us to the right part of this justice that is not relevant. And Lagata, I want to say this to you. I'm advising you. Since you released the voice note and everything that you have with you, kindly walk out away from justice for Mohbad. Baba doesn't want you again. We, the true justice seekers, don't want you again. Dodoko. I see justice Baba you left from when. Have shame. See any small shame. Leave justice for Mohbad. Walk away and save your face. So you're done. I don't even know people that are trusting you. I don't even know people that are still with you. Because you play, you in your body, in your bed, on the bit, say, could they come and be like you and you? To get on Kolo, we wear on Kolo. And on beat here, no de Koala anyone. Thank you, everybody. Just stay away from justice for Mohbad. And have peace.
Why is it that it is now they are fighting for Baba Mohbad?
Yeah, but
they are now saying they are bullying Baba Mohbad. Since when you people have been bullying Baba Mohbad? So were you dumb? Tomorrow?
Mr. Konfi, they are fake.
Mama Tipos, please give me 1 minute, ma. Mama Tipos, please hold on for me for 1 minute. Mommy Konfi, ṣé nǹkan tí Lagata ṣe yìí, ṣó ti wá ń read meaning sí ma, ṣé ti ń get kíní ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ rántí 3 months ago tí mo sọ fún yín pé ìdájí báyìí fóònù mi kò lọ gánú sí fóònù mi ó kò lọ sí platform yẹn ni wípé tẹ bá rí comment sí Lagata kọ́mẹ̀ntì sísàlẹ̀ ibẹ̀ yẹn ṣe rántí ọjọ́ tí mo sọ fún yín tẹ ní Lagata ṣe rántí kíní yẹn. This boy is not for justice. Ọmọ tẹ́ ń wò yìí òru là ń ṣèkà òun lórúkọ ẹ̀ òun gángan ní òbò bó ṣe wà yìí kò ní kankan lórí bó ṣe wà yìí manipulator ayé ọ̀run ni Lagata tó ṣe voice record ó gbójú ẹ̀ jáde tó sọ pé bàbá yẹn wọ́n máa bú bàbá yẹn àwọn èèyàn wá dìde pé if you come for bàbá I will come for you. Tí Lagata tún sọ ọ́nù voice note yẹn pé ṣé bàbá yín ni kìnnìkan tí mo comfort Lagata lójú ẹ̀ tí Lagata sọ fún mi pé àwọn òde wa mí ìnẹ̀bẹ̀ yẹn ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ nu ara ẹ̀ sọ. Tí nǹkan tó fẹ́ nu ara ẹ̀ sọ Lagata ló tún wá sọ 2 days ago pé òun ní bàbá tòun lọ́lọ́sì Lagata tó lọ Nàìjíríà tí ò lè yọjú sí bàbá tó bí lọ́mọ ó ti dá lérú ó ti dá lẹ́rú. Lagata bó ṣe wà yìí bàbá ẹ̀ ò ní generator nílé but Lagata lè ra generator fáwọn ọlọ́pàá toró fẹ́ fi show bọ̀bọ̀ yìí àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún ó yẹ kó èmi ti mọ̀ tipẹ́ èmi ò wọ́n Lagata mi ìfọ́ fún ẹ ó dùn mí pé mo ní cough mi ìfẹ́ máa wúkọ́ lórí live chat ọlọ́wọ́n bá ń gbọ́ mo ò bá ṣe 2 hour show fún ẹ tí mi ní gbéyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan sókè ayé ẹ máa ta sí mi lọ́wọ́ mo dẹ̀ sì máa ṣe fún ẹ bọ̀bọ̀ yìí is not for justice Mommy Konfi I need that early morning ẹ mọ̀ pé mo tẹnu mọ́ voice note yẹn mo tútù sọ tẹ bá rí ní platform tí wàá kọ́ àwọn justice kan o ó wà ní platform yẹn lọ́jọ́ yẹn tẹ bá rí nǹkan tí Lagata ẹ̀yẹn ṣe ṣú ara ẹ̀ ní o bóyá kò tiẹ̀ dárúkọ bàbá ní o kò dárúkọ bàbá o Lagata kọ̀ lọ síbẹ̀ jọba di kìnnìkan lọ́rọ̀ tí wọ́n pè é sí ìwọ wá ní you are for justice Lagata tí ò níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ owó bàbá ló fi ń mí láti jọjọ́ ẹ̀ gbogbo boot gbogbo aṣọ tẹ́ ẹ̀ rí owó bàbá owó TikTok bàbá òun ló fi ń survive ní bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ torí pé wọ́n wá yọ kúrò nǹkan tó dùn nìyẹn tó fi ń bẹ́ kiri láti ìgbà tọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ 10 minutes tẹ bá rí Lagata platform yìí ibòmíì lẹ máa ti rí show of shame ní gbogbo wọn wá ń ṣe àwọ́dù NGO kìíní kan lórí òkú ọmọ 26 years ẹ máa gbà fọlọ́run last ni kò sí nǹkan tẹ fẹ́ fi bàbá yẹn ṣe lẹ́ni ìsìn ó yá mú evidence jáde ìwọ ló sọ pé o máa kó evidence jáde ó ti gbà yé bí ṣé o ti ṣe kìíní kan instead kó wá play evidence sí o lọ play show tádùkẹ́ ṣe ó rí pé ò lọ́pọlọ àwa wà lè fún ẹ ó mọ náà Lagata UK dẹ lájọ wà ó lè sùn mí náà wọn mọ bá ṣe máa ṣe náà àbórí ẹ yí àbóyá wèrè ọmọ yìí ò sí for justice o ó ti dùn pa owó bàbá ti dùn mọ́ gbogbo owó bàbá ó ti ná owó bàbá yẹn torí bàbá ò mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ pa TikTok bàbá ò mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ pa owó yẹn ó ti náwó bàbá yẹn ó ti dùn mọ́ immediately táwọn èèyàn ka báyìí tó gba kinní yẹn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ òun ló dùn tó ṣe ń sunkún kiri from platform to one platform ló fi ń ṣe é sí àfi bí ẹni pé wọ́n fúnyàn láwọ̀dù platform kílẹ̀ tó ṣú ó lè kú 10 platform ní wèrè bọ̀bọ̀ olè yìí ó lè ṣọyẹ àwọn girls tó gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn yẹn wàá pọ̀ owó wọn ó dùn mí pé mo ní cough ó dùn mí gan Lagata wàá fẹ́ kú ìgbà míì dragi máa dà tó ọ̀bá drag ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn girl yẹn ò ní jáde àdèmá máa drag ẹni gbogbo àwọn girl tó ti bully to silence tó ti gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tó fi kọ́kọ́ tẹ́tì wọn a máa bully ẹ̀ gbogbo wọn máa jáde wá sọ fún wa àti láwọn evidence tá a máa lò against ẹ̀ olóṣì ọ̀lẹ́dànù ó lè àjọwọ́ bàbá Mohbad sọ́wọ́ bàbá Mohbad ilé ó wá ń dùn wèrè ó fẹ́ ké.
all right sexy me okay all right wọ́n ti dá àwọn evidence kan sí mi mo ti rí mo máa lọ study ẹ̀ dáadáa máa lọ wò so pẹ̀lú summary tí wọ́n fún mi lálẹ́ because
oh my God
mi ò really mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
ṣe rí fídíò Bella àti
the summary tí wọ́n fún mi lálẹ́ so máa lọ wo àwọn ìkíní tán.
ẹ wò ẹ kí n gbọ́ TFK ni.
ẹ lo MFM ṣe láwọn pípé yìí in as much as mi tẹ láìpẹ́ tí Lagata ṣe ná wípé èèyàn ló burú jù láti trust láyé yìí bóun báyàn ṣe rìkọ́dù èèyàn ẹ yẹ ká mú sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan èèyàn wá sọ fún wọn àdẹ̀gbọ́ bí àwa kan tá a sọ pé a ní àìláìkì Gùrẹ́sì tó jẹ́ bí tó bá ti sọ wọn a máa mú ẹbú èmi ti mọ̀ pé Gùrẹ́sì wèrè ìkànnì èmi dẹ̀ máa tẹnu mọ́ preangle ni Mohbad fún yẹn ẹnu ẹ̀ tó yìí wò nǹkan tó máa tí Mohbad ṣe máa ṣe fún pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ àwọn pípù yìí fẹ́ láti realize pé nǹkan tí Lagata sọ tí gbogbo ayé sọ iṣẹ́ kò bá Gùrẹ́sì rí wọ́n ń bú Lagata ṣé láwọn pípù yìí àwọn gangan ló ń pa
Lagata ìṣẹ́gbẹ́ kó tiẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ wò kọ ìyá tí bàbá yìí wá ti jọ ìjọ ẹ̀.
bàbá Mohbad tó ní wọn èmi ò mọ̀ pé máa yẹn ṣe ṣó mi ẹ̀ ṣe níbi tó kọ̀ tẹ̀ sí níwájú náà ó dà pàánù torí mi ìrírí bàbá Mohbad tó dìnnà yẹn MFM láàrin máa tiẹ̀ kò ṣeé sọ sí bàbá yìí máa dìnnà yẹn ta ni nǹkan tí mo sọ tí yẹ kò ní sọ expect kó bọ́sà kó sọ pé Gùrẹ́sì náà òun ni kò ní sọ ó máa dìnnà yẹn pé bọ́lá ti ń bọ̀ sí àṣírí wá tú nìyẹn nínú voice note iṣẹ́ kí gbogbo wọn pe Gùrẹ́sì ẹlẹ́nu torí Gùrẹ́sì wò ó ṣẹ́nu ẹ lówó Mohbad ṣì máa pọ́n ẹ lẹ́sẹ̀ ìwọ ọ̀yàn burúkú yìí àwa kan ta náà láìkẹ̀ láti lẹ̀ ń táwa rí lélẹ̀ iṣẹ́ kó wá bá Gùrẹ́sì wí wọ́n tún ṣì ń bá Lagata wí ó rò pé àwọn pípò yìí orí wọn ò pé wà láìtàláì ṣé gbogbo ayé ló máa purọ́ ibi tí mo gbọ́ dé Gùrẹ́sì sọ pé ó ń ṣe ló kàn ń sọ ti bàbá yẹn bí ìgbà tó ń bá ẹgbẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn á gbá lóhùn àná then ìyàwó wo ni bàbá Mohbad fún ara ẹ̀ ní tí wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lójú ẹ̀ fọ́kọ ẹ̀ tí o lè sọ pé láyé ẹ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ fọ́kọ mi mọ́ ìwọ náà tún fi ń kun.
ìyá Bẹ́ólà ní ìyá bèlúbèlú yẹn.
ẹni tó bá wù kó jẹ́ bàbá Mohbad gbogbo ilé ayé yìí ṣá ẹ kàn ń ṣìyàn ni torí èyí pàápàá kẹ lọ wò wáyé wò ìyá Bẹ́ọ́lá tún gbọ́ tí Kúrẹ́sì náà máa nọ́kọ̀ ẹ̀ kò tún lè ní kí Kúrẹ́sì sá síwájú òun náà tún tepo sí. Mohbad ikú kọ́ ló yẹ ẹ́ ná láti kó nínú this family but ó yọ lọ́hùn MFM jẹ́ kí n dúró.
ó máa nà níṣojú ọmọ ẹ̀ pàtó yára wá ní káwọn ọmọ yẹn kúrò bí ká oríṣiríṣi mi ò rírú eléyìí rí o mi tiẹ̀ rírú eléyìí rí ó ti di èèyàn bí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ní ìsìn tó sọ wípé wọ́n na bàbá àwọn kìíní sọ pé wọ́n bàbá ń bínú lọ́wọ́ pé má nìyí náà àwọn á fún wọn $100,000 kọ́ lọ fi ra ẹja pé ọ̀yà kan má bínú kí wọ́n parí ẹ̀ kan lọ ra ẹja eléyìí sọ pé wọ́n sọ kọ́ọ̀pù bàbá wọ́n tún gbá bàbá lẹ́yìn ọrùn nínú mọ́tò ẹ̀tún ní irọ́ ni ẹni tí wàá play voice note tí gbogbo wa gbọ́ yìí kò sí wàhálà ẹjọ́ kan náà bàbá pa ń gbà yẹn wọ́n bá ti na bàbá pa ara yẹn àbàlẹ̀ ẹjọ́ kan náà bàbá pa bá ti na bàbá pa ara yẹn àbàlẹ̀ because èmi ò mọ bí wọn.
For inbox.
Tell us this website where we have to put our petitions. You understand? So we can start doing it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's it, babe. I'll be going to Temi's live right now. Are you coming over?
Yes, I'll come. Well, let me just make a voice.
Okay.
I am 11:37 there.
So this is the first time I'm actually hearing your voice. You have a very sweet voice, huh?
I'll stop it there. Did anybody hear something from there?
I think they are talking about group, right?
Yeah, can you explain? Because
yes, there's something with African TV, Lagata, like they have to go every place they have to go there and screen record everything that's happening on that platform. They are going to screen record to Facebook, Instagram, and to Gist Lover. They have to start doing that part. Now, when they finish, they're going to call Lagata to tell them that was what interested me in it. They will call Lagata to send them that website where they have to, I don't know, write petition or something or send a petition, something like that. Okay, see you later. We'll meet later on Temi's platform. Why is Lagata's name there? Everywhere. There was the VN I played today about the time of this Mohbad's case. You're there 24/7. They were attacking me. You're not honest. You're kind of, no. It's not like I'm looking for peace or something. And so which part are you standing now? Are you neutral or something? He said, I'm neutral. They said, no, you have never been neutral. This is King White and Koniba Jer, Osha, and all of them attacking him.
Okay, Yomi Oma Adijat, you want to speak? Okay.
Like,
Mama Tiposh, please, can you please give her some minutes? Thank you.
And how well he's doing the job?
Mr. Guresi, question kan mo fẹ́ bi yín. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ lágbára ẹ jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ kí sáré sọ̀rọ̀. Mr. Guresi, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ò mute lálẹ́ yìí. Mr. Guresi ṣé ń gbọ́? Ọ̀rọ̀ tí Lagata sọ, èmi mọ̀ pé ẹ gbà bàbá létí. Ṣé òótọ́ ló sọ àbí irọ́? Irọ́ ló pa, ẹ dá mi lóhùn. Ẹ dáhùn.
Irọ́ yẹn jìnnà sí
irọ́ ló pa. Ó yá ẹ wá mute. Mr. Guresi, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ mute.
A failed father versus a failed DPP. On Tuesday next week, which will be 24th, we are still waiting to see what the decision will become. Because Baba Mohbad, right, he has nothing to do right now. He's in court with the DPP and the Attorney General, which I'm very sure, in fact, who will even answer? Let me see. Who will answer Baba? It should be DPP. Not Attorney General will feel like it's too big. Let's wait to see who comes. But it should be DPP. Because, I mean, it's not even a civil case. It's not a civil case. You didn't sue Lagos State. You sue DPP. Hmm? Or can I ask you guys, has anybody ever won such case against the Attorney General of Nigeria before? Sorry, the Attorney General of Lagos State in Nigeria. Or has the DPP ever lost such case before in Nigeria? This case that this man is wasting our money. Has anybody ever won such case before against DPP and Attorney General? Has anybody in the history of Nigeria? Hmm? Has anybody? Has anybody? Science student. Error ma tele. You gonna softly the marsh ground. Error. Error. Wanna answer me now? Wanna just let me there they talk now? Una must answer me. Has anybody ever defeated the DPP before in court or the Attorney General in such case, like a criminal case? Has anybody ever done so? Nobody did even answer me this time around. Oh God. Which answer? You hear from here. Answer will come. Just the read comment. Where we say barristers and sons, then they luminary of the laws, then they has say make the give. Which answer I won't give? Which answer I won't give? The answer must come from Una. From Una. Okay. I invite 3 people, 1 come up. I invite 3, 1 come up. Maybe this one. Has anybody ever defeated the Attorney General or the DPP in such criminal case before in the history of Nigeria?
Obviously, when you say criminal cases, like we've looked into it, but you have to differentiate it. Like embezzling money in a bank is part of criminal case, so you should go with murder cases or homicide. But that's never happened. In fact, they said Baba Mohbad's one will be the first time they are going to be challenging it. So we've looked into that, and that's what we have.
So you say embezzling money is not the crime, right?
No, you have to differentiate it now. It is a crime, but we are talking about a case like Baba Mohbad's case, like a murder case.
Let's talk about criminal case in general. Has anybody ever explained and won
It
the
happened. It happened. It happened.
Mention me one, please. Let's find it. Wow, we will learn today. Wow, this is science class. It has happened before. Criminal case.
Papariano. Do you remember the case of Funshaw Williams? Do you remember the case of Funshaw Williams and Bula Kula or something?
Wait. You guys shouldn't bombard me. Let me go to my computer. Case of who and who?
Yeah, I'm talking about the case of Funshaw Williams and
the Funshaw Williams, I don't even know what killed. You are talking about.
Yes, now that was it. Now the DPP charged someone. Now the DPP charged someone, and the person won the DPP in court. Now
there is one Nephew Rabiu versus.
What was the case? Nephew Rabiu versus who?
Versus the state, 2019.
Nephew Rabiu versus state.
And then there is this case of
wait, one by one, please don't rush, please. Let's take it one by one.
2019.
Nephew Rabiu, that is Kano versus Kano State, 1980, right?
No, this 2019. It's 2019.
All right, yeah. What does that case say? What was the
It
case?
was in 2019.
It was when?
2019, I said 2019, 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Let me see. 2019. And see, let me say something, right? You have to differentiate between somebody suing a state, okay, and demanding compensation for a particular damage. That's a civil suit. But when I see the power of the Attorney General and the DPP,
This is homicide case. So homicide case.
please. Okay. I just want to be sure. Yes. So, what is the case? On appeal by the prosecution from the trial court judgment, the Court of Appeal reversed this verdict and substituted one of guilty of culpable homicide. This one you're talking about. Let's say DPP comes to court, all right, trying to defend or trying to nail somebody, and then the person appealed to a higher court and a higher court freed the person. For example, now, let's play out these things practically so that we'll not end up speaking grammar and not understanding. It is the DPP that stands in the court to represent whoever that is a victim. Like Mohbad is a victim here right now. In a criminal case, there's a DPP that represents Mohbad. So against maybe whoever, nurse, Wumi, anybody. So now, what was the charges that DPP brought against Wumi or against nurse? All right. So if nurse have a good lawyer, the nurse lawyer can defeat DPP. That's not the case I'm talking about. That one is everybody bidding. Everybody bidding for like what is right in front of the judge. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can win or lose such case. For example, police can say Papariano is the one responsible for bomb blast, for a Ikeja bomb blast. And they will take me to court. And the DPP will be there to prove that, yes, Papariano was the one. If I have a good lawyer, my lawyer will say Papariano was not even there. Okay? How could he even be the one? That I win that one. That one is not... okay, let's make it clear here. Let's make it clear. Section 174 and 211 of the Criminal Code Act gives the Attorney General an absolute power. It gives them the power to discontinue a case, the power to prosecute a case, the power to make suspects, and to charge. All of this power, and it's absolute. It is absolute. So when we say you challenge the DPP's power, you are challenging the constitutional power that the Constitution gives to the DPP. I'm not talking about, don't forget, who is Attorney General? Attorney General is a legal team defending Lagos State. Anytime you accuse Lagos State of doing something, it's Attorney General that will go and defend Lagos State. I may be detained right now by but okay, anything may happen to me in Lagos State, or the governor, or I may suffer from their action. I may decide to sue Lagos State. If I sue Lagos State, who is a lawyer to Lagos State? First, who is a lawyer to Baba Mohbad? That is Sanchitu, because Baba employed him. Who is a lawyer to Lagos State? The governor have the right to have his own lawyer. The governor is the one governing Lagos. So if anything happens in Lagos and anybody is not pleased, if they sue the governor, the lawyer of the governor is already, the office is there, who is the Attorney General. So the Attorney General is there to represent the state, Lagos State, and it's an appointee. It's the governor who appoints him. If Papariano becomes a governor tomorrow, I can say, okay, I want Sir Roland Garros to be my lawyer. You become the AG automatically. The National Assembly will approve it, and you become the AG. So whenever there's anybody that wants to have case against the governor, that's against the state, it is my lawyer, you, the AG, that will go represent me. So this is different from the actual power vested on that person. There are some things they call like power of immunity. How many times have you ever seen police, just been arrested just like that? They have immunity. Or governors. How many times have you seen governors or president be arrested? They have some certain power, which is the immunity. it can have, there are some things that can affect every other person's, but some certain people, it can't affect them because they have immunity, right? So if anybody is a lawyer here, if anybody is a criminal lawyer or a lawyer here, all right, that's when I say that I, Papariano, I read to have the knowledge of the law. It's not because I'm a lawyer, but I want to know what most lawyers know out there, because I don't want to be deceived. That's why I invest my time. I learn. How did lawyers learn when they went to law school? They read textbook, they Google, they read everywhere, and they have knowledge. They ask questions. Me too, I want to have knowledge. I read textbook, I buy courses, I read. The difference is maybe one classroom or the other, degree or the other, but we have almost the same knowledge. We have the Constitution, which is a law, which all of us have to read and have to follow the right interpretation. We have to follow the judicial precedences, the legislation, the enactment, and all of these things. We have to be conversant with it, you know, and which me too, I have to. All right? So I don't see anything that is a big deal here. So I'm talking about the power, the prosecutorial power of the Attorney General and the DPP is absolute. Shall you get? You cannot bring me any case in Nigeria in which a DPP decides who to take to court, says Nurse and Spending is the one that has committed this crime, and I want to take him to court. And then somebody else now came and said, no. Why did you release Prime Boy, Nurse? Okay, that is not the right people you want to take. Then you have to bring evidence. That is the only way. And the right way to do it is you appeal to the DPP by itself. You write to the office of the DPP, giving your point, the same way you write to the police. Police is the one who investigated, not the DPP. If police is wrong, just 1 minute, give me 1 minute, please. If police is wrong in their investigation, they can be wrong, right? What anybody will do, any corporate body, organized body will do, they will write to the police and present their evidence, and even encourage the police to go as far as looking into those evidence. That is what they call in the light of new evidences, police investigate. Then it is still police duty to investigate it and to readdress many other things. So there's procedure, but not you going automatically saying you are suing the DPP. Then what is your evidence? They have the right, even while inquest is ongoing on, they have a rep in the inquest, don't forget. The DPP has a representative in the inquest. They know the case. So at any point in the case, they have the right to say, okay, at this point, we want to start prosecuting. That's prosecuting means take the case to court. There's no particular time in law that says that it is only at this time that a prosecutor will take a case to court. There is no such defined thing in law, in the Nigerian Criminal Code, or even Penal Code, which is passed in the North, as far as I'm concerned. So that's why I'm saying that who dares to challenge the absolute power of the Attorney General and the DPP? Go on, Alake. Is it Alake
Okay.
or
It's
Alake?
Alake 70, Papariano.
Okay, how are you? Go on. A call has coming now. The sniper, make sure you are researching, but don't bring for me civil case.
doing it,
I don't want civil case. I want the DPP has has made some charges to take to court, and there's somebody.
You are correct, Papariano. You are correct in saying that you cannot challenge the rights of the DPP to or their advice to prosecute a case in court. You are absolutely right, but you can challenge the DPP's advice about taking the person to for prosecution on if there is a procedural unfairness. You can do a judicial review. Review. So let me just read this case. Let me read this case first.
Okay, go on. And let me hear it. Just call the case for me, please. We're talking about judicial review.
I have another one, but when she's done.
Yes, it's good for us to touch it so that we can know what is what. So when we are saying you can't challenge power of DPP,
just write this one down. Just write it down. Shush. Just write this one down.
Yes.
Annie versus State.
Annie.
ANI versus State. 2020.
Sir Roland, can I just quickly read this for Papariano? So, Papariano, you cannot challenge their rights. That's established. We know that. But when you are not happy with the advice they've given regarding your case, you can challenge, you can do a judicial review on the basis of unfairness, or maybe, the way they've gone about it is wrong, or they've not followed the law.
I think you're having some. Well, I want to see your citation. There have to be a citation to back up whatever you say. Whatever I say, I will give you a law and a citation to back it up. So it is either, because this is what they call sources of the Nigerian law. Whatever we know about the Nigerian law today, where is it coming from? It comes from about 6 sources. In fact, 6.
This is the case, Papariano. You can derive. Hang on. The laws are derived from case laws and constitutions. This is a case law. Okay?
Not just that. There are 6 sources.
Okay, constitutions, case law, whatever, parliamentary. Well, I did English law, but I know that parliamentary acts here. Case law, case common law, case law, whatever. Case law, you can follow a case law up to the High Court. So I'm going to read this. This is the.
There is another case which she told me about, Alake told me about it. It's called Chris Durham versus DPP.
Wait, let me check it.
Poland. That's what. Maybe you read the decision of the lower court. I'm reading the decision of the High Court.
No, please wait.
The Supreme Court.
Alake, please wait. For a case to be judicial precedence in Nigeria, it must have been pronounced by the Supreme Court.
Yes, let me read this case.
That's what happened, Papariano. That's what happened. Alake, let me help you, because you've got a network problem. So this is Chris Durham versus DPP. Private Council, Trinidad and Tobago, 2024. Though not Nigerian. He's old.
No,
the guy is not Nigerian. Hold on. He happened in Nigeria.
He happened in Nigeria.
The guy is not Nigerian, but he happened in Nigeria. So calm down.
Please wait. No. Please stop. Okay.
That's what
we're talking about. When we say sources of the Nigerian law, what do we consider as what is a code of conduct in Nigeria? It is
Papariano, please don't misread the law. Don't misread.
Wait, so are you saying because it's not
case
Nigerian,
law is one of the
law? Are you saying because it's not Nigerian, you beg the law?
One of the
he's not Nigerian, but he happened in Nigeria.
Okay, it happened in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, but it's not Nigerian.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Go on.
Yeah.
It's a case law which will be followed.
Yeah. Though not Nigerian, this case is highly relevant.
Yeah.
Durham challenged the DPP's decision to continue prosecuting him for murder, despite the key witness recanting. The lower court quashed the charges, but the private counsel reversed that ruling, saying the challenge was premature. It shouldn't have been handled with the criminal trial. The case shows how difficult it is to challenge the DPP before trial, even in extreme cases. But the lower court initially ruled in favor of Durham, setting a precedent briefly that DPP's action could be reviewed when prosecution was unreasonable or unfair. Did you hear that?
No, that is not correct. I want a Supreme Court ruling on that matter. A Supreme Court ruling. Don't give me a state court.
Let me find you a Supreme Court.
Me, I will give you a case of a Supreme Court ruling, which is absolute.
So you only want Supreme Court. You don't want High Court. You only want Supreme Court.
Wait, Sarolan. For a case to be seen as precedence in Nigeria, it must come from the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Yes, it went to the Court of Appeal.
Not just a state high court or a lower court or magistrate court. The Supreme Court must pronounce it, and then the later years, if anybody wants to reference it, they will know that yes, it's coming from the Superior Court, which is
Durham's case went to the Court of Appeal. Let us read it to you, Papariano.
Oh no, let me give you one case. You guys have given me many cases. Let me give you one case.
At the Court of Appeal.
Please wait, let me give you one case.
Unfair.
Please wait, let me give you one case. Okay, and anybody who is a lawyer here, from this standpoint, you should begin to understand me so that it will not be like we're just arguing blindly, okay? I want to give you this case, and please guys listen. All right. The State versus Ilori. Okay. So State versus S.A. Ilorin, which centered on the powers of the Attorney General in discontinuing criminal proceedings. Specifically, the case addressed the AG's, the Attorney General's power to enter a null prosecution, which is a formal entry in court that the prosecutor will not proceed with a case. Right? So the Supreme Court upheld Attorney General's broad discretion in the matter, stating that the phrase shall regard to public interest in the this is not the one I want to read. 1 minute. It's not I want to read the ruling. State versus Ilori rulings. I'm not reading the right one. Wait 1 minute. You can as well check it. Just put State versus Ilori's ruling, because that is where the precedence was created, was stated for the first time, and ever since then, like
Papariano, the State versus Bulomo Kalongo.
What year is that?
Fuchsia Williams. In case of Fuchsia Williams.
We'll come to that. I just want us to know where the precedence is coming from. For the first time, where the precedence was created. And so when you say that precedent no longer exists, then you have to bring a later judgment of the Supreme Court that cancelled the precedence.
Let me read something to you quickly. Nigeria's Supreme Court has never upheld a challenge to the DPP's or Attorney General's decision to prosecute, and in fact has consistently held that such decisions are not subject to judicial review. Even when
that's the point. That's where I'm going. That's the point. That they are not subject to judicial review.
Can you read that again, Roland, please? What is not subject to judicial review?
So, Nigeria's Supreme Court has never upheld a challenge to the DPP's or Attorney General's decision to prosecute, and in fact has consistently held that such decisions are not subject to judicial review, even when challenged up to the highest court.
It is subject to judicial review. What are you saying?
It is not clear. That what you're reading there is not clear. It's not clear.
You can challenge the DPP's advice to prosecute on judicial review. You may not win in the Supreme Court, but
you can still take it up to the appeal.
You have a right to challenge judicial review. If you have interest, you have to have close proximity to the case, and you have to be able to provide reasonable evidence to show that there was unfairness or
private investigator.
The decision was disproportionate or any of these things.
Let me read this other part.
I want us to, guys, please wait. I want us to read the case of Ilori versus the state. It's very important.
Oh yeah, let me read that to you.
Ilori versus the state. Please, guys, please wait. Let's learn something from there, then we can proceed. Ilori versus the state. That's like a practical case for us.
You have the full case, because I've got the short case. It says declare the DPP's power to initiate, continue, or discontinue criminal proceedings as unfettered, immune from judicial interference, even in the Supreme Court.
Read it again.
State versus Ilori, 1983.
Okay.
Declared the DPP.
No, it didn't start from there now. Don't just say declared.
That's what I have here. That's what I say. Is that what you want?
Yes, I want. That's what I want. Enter that place.
This one is just a summary.
No, enter the real one. Enter. I want you to read the actual case.
Okay, 1 second.
That's where I'm going to. Let me go. Ilori versus state. Okay, now let me give this one that I have here. Then you give that one. The case of State versus Ilori and others, also known as State versus Eso Ilori and others, is a significant Nigerian Supreme Court case from 1983 that revolved around the powers of the Attorney General, particularly the power to enter a no prosecution. The court decision in this case affirmed the Attorney General's broad discretion in this matter, holding that the phrase shall have regard to public interest in the relevant constitutional provision did not limit the Attorney General's absolute power to discontinue proceedings. No, this one's still not clear.
Let me read this from Papariano.
Read the one you have there. I want
the State versus Ilori and others, 1983. Now, case history. On the 26th of October 1970, an information was filed in the Lagos High Court by the Director of Public Prosecution of Lagos State to prosecute Fred Egbe, who is the appellant in the present appeal to this court, and who would hereinafter in this judgment be referred to as the appellant. The information for the offense of including delivering of money by false pretenses and also for stealing. The appellant, by a motion dated 21st November 1970, brought an application for an order to quash the indictment, but his application was dismissed by the court. On appeal, the Federal Court of Appeal, hereinafter referred to as the Court of Appeal, in a lead judgment delivered by Uthman Mohammed JCA, to which Koka and Inameka Agu JJCA concurred, allowed the appeal and quashed the information. In consequence of this decision of the Court of Appeal,
which court is that place?
The State versus Illinois. Now they have now gotten to
Federal Court or Appeal Court or Supreme Court.
It's the State Court now.
The last decision you are reading, continue.
Yeah.
I want the Supreme Court judgment. Don't forget.
Yeah, this is on appeal. The Federal Court of Appeal. Now it's federal now, Mr. On appeal, the Federal Court of Appeal, hereinafter referred to as Court of Appeal, in a lead judgment delivered by Uthman Mohammed JCA, to which Koka and Inameka Agu JCA concurred, allowed the appeal and quashed the information. In consequence of this decision to the Court of Appeal, that the appellant wrote a letter to the Attorney General of Lagos State on 8 May 1979, wherein he requested for the prosecution of the respondent for the offenses of conspiracy to bring false accusation against the appellant. Contrary to S.125 of the Section 125 of the Criminal Code, Cap 31 laws of Lagos State, the Attorney General refused citing public policy as a reason. Fredegbe then instituted a private criminal prosecution against the respondent at the High Court. Nonetheless, the Attorney General of Lagos State entered a null prosecute. Now, what is a null prosecute? Is the discontinuation of the prosecution, and succeeded. It's more or less like a win-win case. The DPP stopped.
You have not read Supreme Court judgment too. I want to hear Supreme Court judgment, not Court of Appeal. We have Court of Appeal, we have Supreme Court judgment. It's a two different.
Pariano, I think they went to the Supreme Court.
No, don't say I think. I want to read it. Don't say I think. I want you to read Supreme Court judgment, please.
Now, ruling, the court held an Attorney General can discontinue a criminal proceeding.
Can you mention the court name, please? I want to know the court. Don't just say the court. Court of Appeal or Supreme Court, please.
This is the Court of Appeal. They've gotten to the court, the Supreme Court and lost.
Please,
and now,
go to Supreme Court and read Supreme Court decision. It's very, very important.
All right, I'll come back. I'll come back to that. Let me find.
That's what we need.
Papariano, let me cite the reference.
So I want us to understand the judicial precedent that already exists since 1983. Then, if there is any other precedent that has unseated that one, I'm ready to go in with that. But I also acknowledge that there was a precedence in the case of Ilori versus the state.
Yeah, Paparano, there was a case between Gani Fawayimi and Alilu Akilu, over the killings of Delegiwa. Okay, and Gani Fawayimi wanted to be part of the prosecution, and then he went ahead to charge the DPP.
Papayano, let me read this to you. This is the case history. That it was the case was started by first started from the Lagos High Court, right, by the Director of Public Prosecution of Lagos State to prosecute Fredegbe, who is the appellant in the present appeal of this court, who would hereinafter in this judgment be referred to as the appellant. The information was for the offense of inducing delivery of money by false pretenses. Blah blah blah. Now, on appeal, the Federal Court of Appeal. Now, the case was at the Federal State High Court, Lagos State.
That's the Supreme Court.
This thing moved on to the Federal High Court of Appeal. I don't think it got to the Supreme Court. That is
I want Supreme judgment now. I mean,
State versus Ilori.
Fine, Supreme Court. No, Ilori won't get to Supreme Court.
Pabrano, the best case
I'll
you can use as
to use Ilori on first, and then come back to any other case.
I have the full case summary here of the Ilori case now.
Okay, you have read the Ilori. If you have the full case summary, go and read it.
Case summary: the State versus SO Ilori and others, 1983 SC, by Court Supreme Court SC 42-1982. Judgment delivered on Friday, the 25th day of February 1983. Areas of law. Power of Attorney General to enter a null prosecute. Notable in the indictment. Lead judgment delivered by Kayode ESO GSC. Appearance for the appellant Mr. Egbe and for the respondent. Now, case history. Let me read it. On the 26th of October 1978, an information was filed in the Lagos State High Court by the Director of Public Prosecution of the Lagos State to prosecute Frederick Egbe, who is the appellant in the present appeal to the court. And who herein after, I think there has been an omission of omission here, and who would herein after in this judgment be referred to as the appellant. The information was for the offense of inducing delivery of money by false pretense and also by stealing. The appellant, by a motion dated 21st November 1978, brought an application by an order to quash the indictment of the application.
Are you reading? You're not reading Ilori case. Ilori case was 1983. That was when it was decided.
Yes,
1983.
Yes, now it started 1978 and ran 5 years to 1983 before
the judgment of 1983 is what I want. Go on.
Yeah, the judgment of 1983 was that the DPP and the Attorney General entered the null prosecutor. How do they use that terminology?
No, that's not a judgment. Judgment is what
let me listen more.
Yes. How did the Supreme Court attend to the appellant? No, the appellant is a person who called for the case, who applied to the court, who complained, the complainant. So how was he resolved? How did Ilori lose that case? That's what I want. There's a judgment of the Supreme Court that will determine the winner and the loser of the case. So that is Mohbad is the appellant, is the one calling for the case. So Supreme Court, if this case ever goes to Supreme Court, which I don't, if it goes, it's a delay tactic. That's nonsense, because that other case was 2 years. It will even take 3, 4, 5 years just because you want to indict Prime Boy. Now I'm money for killing Mohbad. Where's your evidence? Nonsense. So I don't even expect this case to even go far. On Tuesday, I hope there's a judgment. But as of 1983, there's already a judicial precedence that gave an absolute, I use the word absolute, an unfettered power or a discretionary power to the DPP and Attorney General, unchallengeable, not even the judiciary.
You mean mandatory power? Discretionary power is challengeable, Papariano. So you meant to say mandatory.
When I say absolute and unfettered,
you can't use unfettered and this and unfettered and what's that one you said? It's mandatory.
You know what, Alake? If you can do me a favor, read for me the Ilori versus State case.
I don't have it. I'm stuck on this Durham's case.
The phrase that was used there.
It's a case law that needs to be followed. This Durham's case is the most recent.
Give me the name of that case. Let me find it.
It's a 2022 case. Give
me the name of the case. Durham who? Spell the Durham. Somebody spell out Durham. I want to check it. I know it's an ongoing debate for a very long time, but as things stand till today, the absolute power of the Attorney General has not been reversed. You can even Google it. You can check. Has the absolute power of the Attorney General reversed?
No, yes, you are correct. The powers cannot be reversed. No, they have a right. What people are challenging.
I mean, they are not subject to judicial review. They are not subject to judicial review. That's what I'm talking about.
You can take their advice to the judicial. So now, if you commit a crime, and the way they've sort of investigated and concluded and advised the Ministry of Justice to take this case. Yeah, if the DPP now has they're faulty procedurally, or they've been biased or anything, maybe they've not looked at all the evidence on ground before making a decision and advising to go to court. You can challenge that.
They are to act. This is the Ministry of Justice. They are to act in the interest of the public. You can't challenge that.
No, you can say you cannot charge me for murder. You can do that. You are not challenging their rights. You are challenging the procedural, the way they've gone about it. That's what you're challenging. They have the right. I'm not arguing that. They have the right. I'm not arguing that. But how did they go about it? Did they follow the law? Were they unfair? Was it imbalanced?
Okay, now let me read this other one again.
Challenge on judicial.
Yeah, this one again. The court case, the state versus Ilori, 1983, affirmed the broad discretion of the attorney general in the Nigerian court to discontinue any criminal proceeding, including the power. One, discontinue criminal proceeding. They can say this case of Mohbad has been resolved. We don't want to prosecute it in criminal court.
Yes, and then with good evidence, you can now go on judicial review.
No. With good evidence, you have to go to them.
Yeah, for a review, and if they decline, you go for judicial review.
Give me one minute. Yeah. Including the power to enter not prosecuting. This particular thing that we are arguing about today, this is very important because me myself, I've argued.
Can I read something to you, please?
No, wait, you're going to read it. I'm against this power. So you understand? And there's many debates. I'm going to read it to many panels have been set to debate this. But as we speak today, they still have that power, and that's injustice to the masses. Go on African TV. But
all
wait,
right.
Before you read that, let me finish with this one. This power was deemed subjective and not subject to judicial review. Go on African TV, read what you have. So let's take the case of Ilori as a precedence. If you guys have any other precedence, bring it.
Please read Durham. Durham is the most recent. Please.
No problem. Try to get it. Read it out. I want to know.
Okay, let me read it now. You don't.
Go on, read it out. Yeah. Dollar. They said dollar versus who? Somebody please help me spell that dollar. Is it normal American dollar? And African TV, if you're ready, if you have your own, read it. I mean, we have to trash these things out. You know, I want people to understand the state of the nation. Let's know the state at which our country is. If it's a law we all don't want, then maybe we can write against it and join the debates that come. Why will the Attorney General have absolute power? So,
Paparano, there's already a precedence. Ganify me and versus Alilu Akilu.
Please wait. Let me go to the case. Wait.
Can I just read a simple statement, a simple 2 sentence to you guys?
People don't let people
Can you hear me, Paparano? Yes or no?
No, I will hear you now. Please wait. Instead of who versus who, Ghanaian and who?
Ganify me versus Akilu. 1987.
All right, 1987. It's okay. Please wait. African TV, go. Let me check the case. Go on, African TV.
Okay, this.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, African TV. We cannot hear African TV. We cannot hear you. We can't hear you.
If you can't hear me, then anyhow, the bottom line is the Supreme Court has ruled that the Attorney General has the ultimate power to prosecute or non-prosecute, as the case may be.